All right, here is the next recording. I think it's 585, but I can't remember. Okay, she put in my brain, and you could tell it's overlaid image, so you can tell it's video that she took of my dad a long time ago, but it's overlaid with the current people that are helping Gene get away with this con, okay? And he's walking away, and he's really thin, and he's in runner shorts. And they're going, "That's Christina's dad." And then they were snickering or something. But that's the overlay. So the video is actually hers. So when I was first looking at this, and I'm like trying to write it down in my notes, I'm like, I put video Gene Ice Kids to take, or sounds like it. It could be clip stitched. She like tried to control me saying Gene Ice Kids when my brain was really trying to decipher. Like, whenever I see real footage, I try to decipher what's going on, because she does a lot of clip stitching. So she told on herself there, because there would have been no need for her to control my writing. And she is also the one who hacks my phone. So she did it, and she tried to make it look like the cartel was doing it. She tried to make it look like it was young people doing it, but the voices are all like present day voices. How you sound now wouldn't be how you sounded 40 years ago, obviously. I mean, this is how stupid it is. So this is video that Gene took, okay? So it's obviously she and them, who she's working with, they're trying to create get out of jail free cards for themselves. So anyway, okay, so now moving on. So the word grunge, okay, you remember grunge music, the 90s? Okay, so grunge mixes with the word grudge. So grunge combines with grudge. And so the common letters there, the letters, if you do the reduction, is ND, and then you add the L, that's needle, okay? That's Gene Roberts and her Manson occult again. So she ice raped the genre of music. No surprise there, she's ice raped the hell out of everyone, everywhere. When I say ice rape, I'm saying ICERAPE, THATMEANS, USINGARTI FICIALROBOTICSONHUMANITY. Okay, so then if you combine this more, it comes out to North Dakota. Okay, so then if you combine this more, it comes out to Lakota. So again, her Charles Manson occult is trying to hide under the American Indian movement, as if she's trying to provoke them, like she's trying to provoke everyone else, but it's really not working. It's worked less, I would say, on Native Americans, and worked less on the Middle East more than it has on everyone else, because she really did sucker people big time, and they're wise to it now, but people are trusting. And Gene is a professional con artist. So, I mean, but once, you get taken, you don't get taken again. So anyway, so in this is also Oliver North, Iran hostage crisis, 1979. ZZ Top is in this, and also see all Top Code. I did a bunch of ciphers all around. I didn't create the ciphers. I DECODEDJEANSMANSONCIPHERS ALLOFTHESEREJEANROBERTS MANSONDEMONSCIPHERS. IDECODETHEM. Okay, so anyway, so also see all top code. There's a whole bunch of goes to that. Then LaGrange is in that. Then Gold is in that. Auckland is in that. Kurt Cobain is in that. It's in North Dakota. Then you have Bain Capital, which is Mitt Romney's company. She's stalking him. I've talked to him a couple of different times. He's well aware of the freaking hijinks that Gene is trying to pull, and he's well aware of Gene's crimes, all of them. So, anyway, it also has Ted Kaczynski's cabin in it. It also has ZZ Top sleeping bag in it. It has Seattle in it. Then someone said Seattle she made into Sea Hag Hell. Then it has Linda Ronstadt in it. Then it has a Lager in it, Lager. Then someone said it has Algebra in it. Then You're No Good is in it. And then See All Code on You're No Good. Then it has Knives in it. Then it has UN, which is a reference to Alice in Wonderland. Then it has Underground in it. Okay, and then also, okay, next topic. So, one of the cute little things that my graduation class used to say when I graduated in 1989, is they used to say, or everybody, we all used to say, we were the last ladies of the 80s. It was the part of the 1989 female graduating class. Okay, so if you take a look, she did something with that too. So that's her ice raping us there too. So last ladies of the 80s, that breaks down into Lakota again. And then the 80s, she's saying 1800s, American Indian movement. And then she did the same thing when we used to say that about ourselves, my friends and I, Skate Chicks of 86. It's the same kind of thing. And Skate Chicks of 86, my friends made a jigsaw puzzle and sent it to me in North Chicago, and it said Skate Chicks of 86 on it. And it was yellow and black, and it was done all in like early computing. And it ended up becoming a TV show called Rabbit Hole with Kiefer Sutherland in it. And then I saw that, and I went and decoded the heck out of that, and I could see in the print for the show, or the branding or whatever, that's like me in the future looking back, and now I'm solving all these ciphers, and I'm realizing how she stole my life. So that comes from that puzzle. And then also, I decoded for Green Day. There's a member of Green Day who lost his family member also on September 11th. And I decoded that for him. And there was Gene Roberts who took his life. That was Gene Roberts Manson Occult who took his life. And then if you look at their cover, you could see how she ice raped them, because you can see their cover is red, black, and white, and it's a heart, and it's a grenade. Okay, now, present day, this is a stunt that she tried to pull. Gene Roberts is now claiming that she is Heather Dawson's best friend. Okay, so who is Heather Dawson? Heather Dawson is another person I love. She worked at Online Communications also. She was a secretary. So she also used ice on her. So Dawson, Gene Roberts is making a reference to Richard Dawson. She's making a reference to Family Feud. And then she was also acting like, when she was saying that she was Heather Dawson's best friend, she was acting like she was black. Gene Roberts is in her 70s and she's white. And she was doing a mic drop thing. And then she started telling lies. And then she was acting like she was going to get away with it. and she did it really quick. And then she had a bunch of her people on worshiping her and cheering for her and shit. And this is all going on in my brain. This is what she does in my brain. Okay. Then I heard the person that she was impersonating, who was another friend of mine, who I'm not going to say the name of, because of the fact that other friend of mine, Gene Roberts, has been stalking the ever living hell out of, and like will not freaking leave me alone. I mean, she has stalked the ever living hell out of the girl. And the girl got wise to it within the past like year or so. And she yelled at her, and somehow she forced her to be on, unless it's somebody else impersonating her, but she forced her to be on. Jean went on doing an impersonation of her, and that's what this impersonation was. Just making her sound like a stupid piece of shit. And I'm getting pissed. I'm like, and I know it's Jean. I'm like, what the fuck are you fucking doing? You're a fucking moron. You're a fucking old fucking hippie stalker fucking Manson fucking moron. Anyway, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then I hear her yelling from her voice being thrown from a different direction, and she's going, the girl that's saying that it's really, that Jean is impersonating her, the real authentic girl. She goes, she has me muted. She's impersonating me. I did not do any of that. I can't even hear what she's doing, but she's impersonating me, and she's saying something bad, and she's making you mad, and she's talking to me. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And then someone said, why are you over there with her? And then she said, because she told me I had to be here because I have to be here, or I don't know what some hinky business is going on. I don't know what's going on. But she's basically claiming that she's all my friends and family. And now if that's really my friend that was there, that was muted, that couldn't hear Jean impersonating her, or if that's yet another person impersonating my friends and family. But that's all that Gene Roberts does. Because, I mean, look at this. Okay, we're 9 years in of me decoding Gene Jernigan Roberts' crimes. Gene Jernigan Roberts is so completely busted. Do you think she would leave one open iota of anything unfucking controlled at all? She knows she's caught. She knows she's guilty, and she knows I am all over her. I've got her turned in worldwide. Do you think she would leave any freaking opening to actually let somebody that I'm actually an actual friend or family member of mine, actually talk in here uncensored? She would never do that. She's running a con. She's a fucking criminal. There's nobody on talking in mental telepathy and artificial intelligence that I know. It's all her criminals trying to run layer after layer of con. So anyway, okay, so then I was upset when this happened because I had just went through and did a recording more on her taking the life of Martin Luther King Jr. And she literally gets on like it's fucking party atmosphere, like it's LMFAO. And she starts pulling these stunts like she's Mrs. Thing. And so I'm sitting there like, you're freaking insane. Do you know how many people know what you did? And you're going to sit there and do that? Anyway, also, she controlled the media on the TV. So, like I told you, she controls television commercials. She uses AI on people. So she does a lot of synchronization and timing with the media and commercials. And she tries to get people to only pay attention to the media. She'll lie in the music, literally, or in AI where you can't hear if you don't have AI hearing. She tries to get everybody to listen to her and to do what she says and to go along with her lies. Just go along with it. Just do what she says. bow to her, worship her, the whole United States. That's how she is, okay? So I'm so burnt out. I'm so tired of it. I already told people a long time ago when I was in Oklahoma City, and I had a lot of connections back then in mental telepathy, and I could see her total manipulation of the media. I was like, don't trust anything on TV at all. And then I asked somebody that knew about her controlling TV and movies, and I'm like watching TV, and I'm like, this is bad. I was watching, what was that show? It was some comedy that the King of Queens guy was in. It was some new comedy he was in, and I'm watching it, and it was like every episode after the next. I'm like, this is bad. Not like the show, but I mean how she's ice raping and controlling the show. And so all this freaking stuff in it that nobody knows what it means, and it's just her lies and her gunk and her filth and her crap. It's just everywhere. And I'm like, so then I'm like talking to someone, I'm like, is TV this bad? I mean, this is bad. And they're like, it's worse than you can even imagine. It's worse than you can even imagine. And I'm like, so has she affected everything on TV? And they're like, she pretty much has affected everything on TV. It is that bad. She hustled the hell out of people. She used AI on people. She lied to people. She conned people. It's that bad. So then everybody's like, don't pay attention to any media. You watch TV for what it is. If you're watching a show, just watch it for the show. Don't bother with trying to figure out any of Jean's shit, because all Jean is doing is telling lies and bragging about committing terrorism, lying about committing terrorism, and trafficking right in your face. That's all you're going to end up finding out if you figure out what's really going on. So you're best not to let your life be ruined by trying to figure out Jean's shit and how she's tearing up movies and TV and commercials. You're better off just to keep TV as it is. Keep the movies as it is, and just know she's got everything under complete assault. It's insane. Like, and you're going to end up nowhere. All you're going to end up doing is feeding Jean her fucking appetite for destroying anything and everything to get her fucking way. It's ridiculous. It's that bad. So, anyway, there's more I wrote in here, but like, it's just more, I'm just venting and people are chewing her out. And okay, so the pencil. Okay, so see all code, see everything. I know you guys already know she assaulted me with the pencil at 2 months old. She lies about it. She denies it. She makes up all kinds of freaking stories. It was this, it was that, it was this person, it was that. Da, 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 da. I mean, just everything under the sun, moon, and stars, okay? But everybody knows she assaulted me with the pencil when I was 2 months old. Okay, so anyway, she layered over, another thing she did with her Charles Manson knick-knack paddywhack, she layered over that with the Phillips, because it's a Phillips, and then, you know, Phillips, it's got hips in it. Then Philadelphia, she crashed the plane in Pennsylvania. Okay, so she layered over that with the Phillips screwdriver. And then later on, she ended up taking DJ Screw's life, which I decoded that. And DJ Screw is a famous rapper from Houston. And as soon as I figured that out, I had a screw and I kept, this was in Slidell, I had a screw came loose on something and I kept it. And then I put it in my drawer and I said, you know what, Jean? Those who screw get screwed. And I kept the screw in my drawer. Anyway, I put it, I packed and stuff. I didn't have to keep the screw. Then after that, Jean went and ran around telling lies everywhere, and then she would break into my apartment, or she'd break into my room, into my dad's house, and then she'd put a screw on the floor. Everywhere I'd go, there'd be a screw on the floor. Now, one of her things to do here in Tulsa is is using artificial intelligence and using the environment is dropping screws and nails and things that will tear apart your tires. And at first, when it started happening to everybody everywhere, I would hear about it. But then I was getting communicated to in artificial intelligence that Jean was telling people that I knew people that were doing it. And she was saying it was me doing it. No, I would not do something like that. I'm not you, Jean. I don't run breaking and entering rackets. I don't hack people's companies. I don't break equipment. I don't flood people's businesses or homes. I'm not a fucking terrorist. I don't crash planes. I don't spread lies about people to make money to commit terrorism with. That'd be you, Gene Roberts, and your Manson occult. So anyway, also, okay, so Kanye West, okay, so he showed me something, how deeper scandal and lies are. So he knows that she has stalked all rappers, okay? If she wants to pull off, she's the Charles Manson occult, okay? She's committed crimes against people, and like I said, she wants people pissed, okay? But she wants to be the savior. She's an occult leader. So if you commit a crime against a group of people and you don't want that group of people killing you, and you want to harness that because you want to get them to commit crime on your behalf, but they can't know it's on your behalf, they have to feel like it's coming from them, basically manipulate and control them. What are you going to do? You're going to get a big bunch of fucking idiots together, feed them lines of bullshit, and then go feed that bullshit out into the community and try to get people all confused and all turned around and everything else. And then before you have it, the people that you assaulted, you're now assaulting again, and you think they're putty in your hands. And everybody's wise to Jean's con. So she's trying to turn her Charles Manson occult and her Charles Manson crimes and her Charles Manson activity into a movement. And then trying to blend it and hide within the American Indian movement as a part of that. And none of that's going to happen for Jean. Jean is a criminal. Jean committed crimes. She cannot manipulate, con, and lie to people anymore. So he's well aware. There's a lot of people well aware of what Jean has been doing. So one of the songs that Kanye West came out with, one of his first hits, Gold Digger. Okay, so I freaking love that song. Everybody loves that song. Okay, so he was showing me how she's like controlling his lyrics, okay? And he's realizing that she's controlling his lyrics and that what he's saying isn't what she's saying. She's controlling people's lyrics, and then she's telling lies. So it's like hitting somebody like with a double punch. Like you're conning them to their face. Well, it's more than that, because you're conning them to their face personally. Then you're conning them to their face professionally. And then you're inside their body controlling them. I mean, it's just, that's how she hits at people. And she does that to everyone. That's how she's gotten away with what she's gotten away with. So then he's like, look at this. This goes to you when you were little, when you were like 3 or 4 years old and your mom was dating Sergio. Those are named after you because that's named after the bean bag that you exploded and your mom freaked out and there was snow everywhere, which goes to a whole bunch of ciphers that Gene Roberts also wrote that connects to the future, now present, to the end, silent war. The snow, like snow on the TV, ice. And then sacrificial, some people put it as the NWO baby, the sacrifice baby. And then Charles Manson occult put it as the Scorpio child, which is what it is. Scorpio baby, Scorpio child, NWO baby. That would be me. I didn't ask to be born when I was born. She did this to me. Now, am I happy I'm alive? Of course I am. It's stupid. I'm turning in Gene Roberts for stalking and controlling my family. So he said that goes to that. And then, okay, so let me see here. I think people are saying the bursted beanbag is like a piñata, and she called you Pequina, and she also called me something else. What did she call me? Oh, she called me a pickaninny. I decoded all of this when I was a little girl, ciphers that she wrote around me. And I was so upset. I was freaking out. I cannot believe this racist bitch. I cannot believe her. I can't believe her. I was so upset. And then African Americans in New Orleans, they totally fixed it for me. And she spelled it. She did it. It was bad. It was because she's saying she chose my nickname. Okay, Nina. Now, if you ask surface level what's going on, my mom would tell you I picked my nickname because I couldn't say Christina. What's your name? I couldn't say Christina when I was little, so I would say Nina. That was her ice raping me. She chose my nickname. Not my mom, Jean Jernigan Roberts. And then, so I'm decoding out this huge cipher, this huge racist cipher, and she's calling me every racist term in the book because you know what she thinks of me and my family. Okay, what she's called me all my life. Okay, so anyway, the way that it is in there, it was in there backwards or in the middle. I can't remember how I decoded it. I can see it in my brain. But anyway, black people, African American people in Slidell, they fixed it for me emotionally. Don't get upset. Because it was just a flood of decoding ciphers. We know that Gene Roberts is evil. We know that Gene Roberts did this. And they said, I am sick. They said that I am. They fixed it and they expanded the word. No, Jean. Jean is over in my brain bowing her head and trying to take credit for this when I'm trying to turn the arrogant fucking white supremacist cunt in. That's the bitch who fucking did it. Anyway, so they said you're significant is what they did. They changed my name Nina into significant. And then they showed me a whole bunch of Ninas out there that are significant. I was fine. That's horrific reading through that. And that's one of her plots today. She just wasn't calling me that. That's one of her plots today. Is I decode these ciphers and then she picks little pieces of them and goes and does little freaking stunts out there and tells lies and pisses people off and acts like she's the damn fucking whitest, hottest shit there ever fucking was. And then she's drops the mic and she looks at me and she just smiles she's telling me, I told you I'd get away with it. I get away with anything. She has always stalked and trafficked me my entire life. So it's one of her modes of terrorism. So it's not that she was just calling me dirty, filthy names as a little kid, but it's one of her methods of assault on this world. So anyway, okay, so basically, you know how she works the street, when she's trying to hustle people personally. I mean, it drills down from like big crime to small everyday crime. I don't even need to get in that. And then if you go and confront Jean, she will blame everybody high to low. And she's precious and she's innocent. She's white. She's fabulous. It's everybody else's fault. Just let Jean get away with it. And even when I'm talking right now, people are talking through my voice and they're like agreeing with it. Just let Gene Roberts get away with it. No, Gene Roberts is the leader of Charles Manson. Gene Roberts is going to jail. Gene Roberts is the reason there is no equality, or equality is not where it should be in the United States of America. She is the head of white supremacism. She is very guilty for terrorism and trafficking. Anyway, so this more proves again that Jean is buying children and trafficking children and selling children for money and committing terrorism with the money. And then the money goes in all different directions, and then how do you follow the money? Which I'm sure they're following money trails by now. They've got to know that it's Gene Roberts now. And then Gene Roberts just gives her a little wink to the CIA or FBI, acting like they're going along with her. Just say so-and-so did it. Just blame it on so-and-so. That's literally what she does in my brain. Anyway, so this is abbreviated, so there's more here. So PS, LB, ST, 7A, NX, JN, LS, AG, BT, LS, AB, CR, NS, OF, DG, IT, AN, DD, SM, TG, EL, BT, IT, DC, SF, JN, BY, RP, SL, BB, ANCH. Okay, so linking this, she also linked this from the Beanie Babies to Tucson, okay, which is where I lived, was Tucson. But the Tucson links to my address on Colt, and then where Colt was is where Pennington was, okay? So we're talking about Ty, okay? Tycho. Okay, so Ty Pennington was on Extreme Makeover, which is popular when I lived in Loda, Illinois. Extreme Home Makeover. Okay, so that goes to my 6th, 7th grade year. Then that goes to the beginning of my 8th grade year. And then that links ahead to Loda, Illinois. Okay, so Ty Pennington. So there's another Penn word. Okay, so then also notice in Ty Pennington's, he went through a change, like on TV, like I noticed this when I was watching the Extreme Home Makeover shows. I was like, he was like all normal looking, and then all of a sudden he looked like really bad. Like he looked like he was drunk. Like he looked like he was stressed, and like how someone would look. He just looked really, really stressed. And I know she was ice raping him. I know she was putting him through hell. Someone else she did that to was Ryan Seacrest. I could see a change in him. So anyway, so if you notice, Ty Pennington, it's TYPE. And that would go to her murder of Martin Luther King Jr. It goes to the typewriter. Okay, and then also see all code on type. Okay, then also she connected this to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Okay, so where Colt and Pennington was on the corner of Alma School and Warner Road. Okay, so let me give you a backdrop. You're going to have to see all related code that goes around this time frame. So Gene ran a baseball sex trafficking Ponzi. Okay, she was running it on me when I was really little in the 70s. Okay, she ran it on me all through my life. She still runs it today. Okay, she was running it before I was even born. She traffics children, and adults in it. Okay, so she was running this, okay? So she pre-planned, like I told you, she controlled all of my addresses my whole life. No matter where I lived, no matter where my mom and dad lived, even before I was born, all of our addresses are fixed. Every single address can be decoded. Everything is fixed, okay? So anyway, her planning to run her sex trafficking ring on me on Colt and Pennington, okay? She pre-planned all that. That's all pre-planned even before I was born. She did it. She did it. It's all her. She abused me. She abused someone else too. She lies about the construction of it. She lies about doing it. She's been abusing children hands-on and hidden hands-on using artificial intelligence for 60 years. Okay, so anyway, now, so I decoded a whole bunch of ciphers that go around this, okay? So she had a bunch of stuff that had to do with vice presidents in it. And there was a whole bunch of vice in it and vice presidents in it. And that's when I realized she was trying to control, or somehow at the time when I first figured this out, when I was decoding it, that she had some control over who was going to become president. But it was like she wasn't concerned about who the president was as much as she was concerned about controlling who the vice president was. So this is all, there's all kinds of decoded ciphers that go around all of this. And then also Mike Pence there, that goes to this too. So anyway, I know that she was trying to control the presidencies. I decoded all of that. But I'm saying this is a specific subset that is all around the vice president. So it's VP code, okay? So this is all around this era. So at the same time, now I had already decoded her stalking the Jacksons, okay, back in the early 70s. And remember I told you I found out by decoding that she had been stalking them since the 60s, okay? So now I'm a little bit older. Now I'm in junior high. I just started junior high. I was just coming out of 6th grade. I was in 6th grade and just going into junior high, okay? So those middle school years. And then she literally timed, I decoded all this out. She literally timed and named their reunion tour the Victory Tour. And she timed that around running a ring around me. And she was also at the same time stalking the ever living hell out of the Jacksons, and had been. So all that's encoded in here, okay? So anyway, all right, so continuing on with this. So, okay, so this connects to Pennington, then the Jackson 5 Victory Tour, then the Cosby Show came out a year or two later, then also Penn goes to Bill Cosby from Picture Pages. Now, early in the 70s, in 1974, Bill Cosby came out with, and I also had, when I lived on Colt, oh my God, he came out with the album, a comedy album, Bill Cosby himself, and I had the tape of it, and I played it over and over and over. I have the whole comedy routine still memorized. I played it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like I have the whole thing memorized. But anyway, so this is all at the same time frame. So she's linking the pin, okay, to Bill Cosby's Picture Pages from the early 70s, okay? So, again, she's also using Nostradamus there, Okay, because Nostradamus is illustrations, and it's like a magic. He had a magic pen, okay? And then in Illinois, okay, so jumping ahead, remember I said she links this to me living in Illinois in 2002 to 2007. I bought Michael what's called a fly pen. It was the coolest invention. I don't even make them anymore. I couldn't believe it when I saw it on TV. You could literally draw drums on a piece of paper and then tap the drums on the paper and drums would play. You could draw a keyboard and you could literally play the keyboard. You could write anything out and you could translate, you could do anything with it. It was called a fly pen. So that is like a cool gift I bought my son. And then she did that too because my son wanted to join the military. He wanted to join the Air Force is what he wanted to join. But then he told me, this is a little later on in years, he told me I can't join because of my eyesight. So he joined the Army and he wanted to be, what he wanted to do was he wanted to be an Air Force pilot. So when he joined the Army, he wanted to go into, she's blinking my brain. He wanted to go into flight school. Like, oh my gosh, I can't think of what the name of it is. Airborne. He wanted to be airborne. He was like at the top of everything in ROTC. He got to skip 3 Army ranks. They said you're going to be airborne. He was so excited. He went through all the training. He got transferred over. He served in the Afghanistan war. He got transferred over. He was so excited. He got his uniform. He got everything. And then at the last minute, the ability for him to be airborne or to do airborne was taken from him. And then he said it was because of cuts. And then that made me angry. And the president at the time was Obama. And then I was mad at Obama. But I could never be mad at Obama today. This wasn't Obama's doing. This is all Jean Roberts doing, and she's screwing with my family, and she's screwing with Obama too, and she's screwing with the Army too. She's screwing with my son. So anyway, so all of this is like, you keep the good, like the cool gift I gave my son, or my son's service in the military. At the same time, I'm still making reports against Jean Roberts for stalking and trafficking my family. This cannot go on anymore. So anyway, okay, so then also from the 70s, remember I told you in the early 70s when I was little in grade school, I loved Houdini. Like I loved Houdini, the magician Houdini. Like Houdini was on TV, I was watching Houdini. And then later on in 1986, when I moved to Chicago, Houdini, the rap group came out, and I was like, oh my God. And I fell in love with the rap group. And it shows she was even controlling them. And I've told you that in earlier recordings, what she's done in trying to control them. Okay, so, and she just thought she'd just walk away and get away with all of it. Now, Houdini, along with Run DMC, are my two top favorite rappers. I love them. I love them. So anyway, and Houdini came out with Funky Beat. And in the video, Malcolm Jamal Warner is in the video. And then also they've got Beach Blanket Bingo going on in the video. You can see where she's trying to infuse her Charles Manson occult inside hip hop, and she did it in a lot of different ways. And people go back and look at the hip hop, they're like, okay, we're going to keep it as is, and we know what Gina's done. Because what can you do? Are you going to let her destroy your life or your precious memories of music that you love, who you came up with? No. Is Jean Roberts going to get away with any of this? No. So anyway, so it goes from 70s Houdini to Houdini. So then also 1974 is 9/11, 4/19, also Sacrifice. And she does this again. She loves to try to blame the Masons too. Everything is the Masons' fault. This also decodes out to 33. Okay, so no, this was not the Masons. The Masons did not do this. It was Gene Robertson or Manson occult. And then if you take 1974 minus 1937, that's 37. And then this also links to the Jim Jam in 1986. She's linking, again, Walk This Way, Run DMC, AIW 1976. And then 1976 minus 1974 is 2, which is Gene's favorite number. And then 1976 minus 1971 is 5V. Also going to all 5V ciphers, there was a Nike Volt shoe in 2011, and then that would also be Revolt. That would be her trying to control the Nike industry, which I know everybody is well aware. Everybody keeps the cool about Nike, and again, Gene Roberts gets turned in. So also this same time frame, 82, 83, my mom did inventory for Dillard's, which was diamonds. I don't remember if it was diamonds or Dillard's at that point. She met or had Bill Blass over. Okay, he's a famous fashion designer, and Gene also did that too. Okay, so that links to her pre-planning to do the space shuttle disaster. Okay, so the space shuttle disaster happened not too long after that, okay, with Christy McCullough, who died, okay? And so you can see what she did there. So Bill Blass, okay? Then she did School Bell Blast is what she did. And then also Alfred P. Murrah is in that. Also The Future Now Past 9/11 is in that. And then I met an AI and artificial intelligence, Bill de Blasio. So everybody that I've met in artificial intelligence and mental telepathy, she controls who goes on and goes off, because nobody is going to get away with turning in Gene. So everything is very controlled. So people take advantage of it, and they're like, we're talking to Christina anyway. We're finding out everything. Because Gene Roberts cannot be getting away with this. She might be thinking she's controlling AI and she's controlling everybody's AI connectivity. But the more people that find out what's going on, the less control she's going to have. Which is kind of how this Tulsa bubble has formed here, this pocket, where all her Manson occult mixed with all her white peoples, and then all that when she tries to spread the silent war, all the new people she tries to suck in and hustle. And while the rest of the United States and the rest of the world, because they're well aware of what's going on now, is becoming more and more aware of this bubble, of this terror cell that's existing here in Tulsa, which is Gene Roberts' terror cell. And she'll tell you all day long, she's police, she's FBI. Listen to her sob story, listen to her lies. She'll give you her Ted Kaczynski rendition pack of lie-ass shit. She'll feed you any crap you want to fucking hear. The sickos eat it up. The smart people go, no. Leave me out of it. And then concerned people will go to my website, they'll hear everything, and they'll decide what to do on their own. If they can make it to law enforcement to make a report, they do that. If they can make it to CIA to make a report, they do that. If they go, no, I know personal people, I'll go that way, they do that. Okay, so anyway, what time is it? I gotta go. I'll see you later. I'll continue recording this later on.